Hi guys! Welcome to my review of Pretty Little Liars episode 608, Framed. I feel like now we're on the home stretch. We've only got a couple of episodes left to go before we're going to find everything out, and so the tension is really starting to build. The trailer didn't give a massive amount away, so I didn't really know what to expect from it, but it was another excellent one. So this episode started with us finding out that Kenneth DeLaurentis is cooperating with the police to give Tanner as much information as he possibly can about his supposedly dead but not really dead son Charles. The opening scene, I have to admit, I found in this season I've actually started to feel sorry for Ali, which was something that I never thought was going to happen. I never thought that I was going to feel for her because of the stupid, ridiculous things that she'd done in the past. But I actually really felt for her at the start of this episode. Hannah's one of my favourite characters, and usually I love her kind of just bluntness, but I felt in this instance I was kind of siding with the other girls and just wanting her to shut up. A has terrorised these poor girls for such a long time, so obviously he is a terrible person and he's done some terrible things, but Ali's discovering that this brother that she never even remembered that she had is the person responsible for all this. It's an awful lot to take in, and Hannah was just being very, very harsh. So I felt that was quite a nice opening scene because it's showing once again the tension that's created within the friendship group, because even now that they know who Charles is, he's still managing to come between them. The two sort of main threads of this episode were Aria's photography show, so the contest that she had entered that she was a finalist in, and Hannah and Spencer going off to investigate the money that Hannah was given for her scholarship. Hannah's mum is so determined that she keeps the money. She feels like Hannah deserves the chance to go to college, which obviously, given everything that's happened, she totally does. But Hannah's really uncomfortable with it. She feels that since Kenneth and Jessica and Charles and the whole DeLaurentis clan seemed so wrapped up in this, she's just not comfortable with it, so she and Spencer went off to investigate the Karasimi group and find out exactly who they are. This was the interesting bit. When they got there, they were ushered into this office to meet one of the people responsible for handing out the scholarship. And they meet this guy, and he's like the spitting image of Jason. Now, my problem with this is, if he is not Charles, which it will be slightly disappointing if he is because he's some stranger and a brand new person, what a coincidence that he looks as much. I mean, he looks enough like him. I don't think maybe quite, but he looks enough like him that when Hannah and Spencer showed the photo that Hannah's managed to take to Emily, she thinks it's a photo of Jason. She says, "Oh, why would Aria care if you had a photo of Jason on your phone?" So he's obviously meant to look enough like Jason that you could mistake them for each other. So if he's not Charles, what a blooming coincidence. And I know that Pretty Little Liars is just all red herrings and coincidences and things to throw you off the scent. The whole Andrew situation was just one massive thing to throw us off the scent. But seriously? If he's not Charles, then who is he? And what are the chances that he's going to look so ridiculously like a DeLaurentis? However, having said that, when you think about it, Jason technically isn't a full-on DeLaurentis. He's Jessica's son, but he's also sort of a Hastings, so who knows who this guy is. So they then went off to Aria's photography show. We saw a couple of good scenes that I felt were important, where I'd seen Holly Marie Combs, who plays Ella, the other night tweeting that this was one of her favourite episodes to date, and that there was a scene in it with Ella just kind of losing it that she loved. Throughout the episode, Ella was very uncomfortable with the idea of Aria going to this exhibition. She felt that it was dangerous, that the girls wouldn't be safe, but Aria was determined that she was going. She felt that this was an opportunity she really didn't want to slip by, so they spoke to Tanner and got police protection for the photography show. This was so unbelievably creepy, this particular scene. So they're standing there in the art exhibition place to see the finalists' photos. Clark is there, this guy who Aria has befriended recently, which I will come to later. So he's there and the girls are all there, and there's a moment where Aria asks Ezra to prom, and then there was a really weird thing where she asked Ezra to prom and he hesitated, and she was like, "Look, no, that's a terrible idea, I'm really sorry, I shouldn't have asked." Then he introduced her to Nicole, who is Emily's friend from camp, whatever it is, and sort of said, like, this is Nicole, which was really weird and awkward because Aria thought they were on a date and thought that they were together. It now turns out that they're not, but he's considering going off to this camp. Anyway, all that sort of happened. Again, I'm just at the end of my tether with that, and I'm like, would you two just get back together at some stage, because obviously you still really care about each other, so we shall see what happens there. So photo showing time, the girls are all standing there, the finalists are all lined up to see Aria's work and everyone else's work, and lo and behold, what photos appear on the wall? 4 photos of Emily, Aria, Spencer and Hannah when they were lying on those medical-like tables with no clothes on in the dollhouse. That was just such a good moment. It was awful, obviously, but it was such a good moment in the episode because I felt like we needed something like that. We needed Charles to do something like really awful, or the A-team to do something really awful at this point, and that was just such a creepy thing for him to do. It just felt like such a violation. Like, you're looking at it and going, these girls were unconscious and you had them naked on tables and were taking like photos of them like they were medical experiments. Like, it was not good. So when the girls are leaving, Spencer, Hannah and Emily spot a car across the street, and guess who's in the car? Ryan. Is it Ryan? The guy who looks like Jason from the Karasimi group. So what do? You know, go back into the building that's full of police officers who are, you know, crawling all over the place trying to find out what happened with Charles in the photos. No, they decide to follow him. So they follow him off to this sort of abandoned doll factory. He gets out the car, off he goes into the building, and 5 minutes later, who appears but Clark? These are the moments in Pretty Little Liars that start to annoy me ever so slightly, because I'm like, this is a new person. I don't want new people involved. I want old people involved who I have known and not suspected, or possibly suspected, for a very long time. Anyway, he's off into the building. I don't know how he could be involved other than maybe A is paying him or something to spy on Arya. I don't know what the situation is. So the girls then have to break the news to Arya that once again someone she's involved with seems to be connected to A. The other amazing part of this episode that I was yet to mention is that Redcoat is back. So we see a scene where Redcoat sits down next to A, we assume, or Charles, whoever the heck it is, sits down at a computer, and they've both got their backs to you, but she's in the black hoodie and she's in the red coat, and it's just, it's getting just unbearably exciting now. I just need the next episode. Speaking of, let's watch the trailer for episode 609, which is called something. Last Dance. Redcoat. A. Yes, we know. Oh my god. Oh my god, there's lots of people in red coats. It's you! Ah! I don't know why I squealed there, because we don't know who you is, but hold on, I have to watch that again. Has Ali ever met Rain? Because I don't think Ali's ever met Rain, in which case she can't say it's you. Oh, unless she just means it's you, Charles, and not, oh my god, it's you, person who I knew but never suspected. I don't know, but I'm quite excited about that. That was a better promo than the last week's one, because I feel like we got some little like really tense moments in there. Something that occurred to me. Could there be any, because another thing that I was thinking in terms of the whole Rain thing is, could Redcoat be Melissa? That makes no sense. I realise that makes no sense, but I'm clutching desperately at straws here, and I'm thinking, if Rain and Melissa did get back together in London, which I'm still not entirely convinced happened, because why you would get back together with someone who wanted to hook up with your sister, I don't know, but if they did get back together in London, would she not, and he'd then come back here, maybe he hasn't yet, I don't know, but if he wasn't there, why would Melissa not contact Spencer and sort of be like, oh, like, Rain's disappeared on me? You know, unless she knew something. So could she be Redcoat, or could she be somehow involved in the A-team with Rain? I don't know. These are the things that I'm trying to kind of figure out. I saw a tweet earlier on actually from Leanne Aguilera. She's a reporter at Entertainment Tonight and she does a lot of the TV stuff and she's just got the coolest job ever. But she tweeted earlier on and said, am I the only one who's like pretty sure I definitely know who A is now? And I was like, yes. Well, maybe not the only one, but in terms of me, I still don't know. But that promo looks really good. I'm so excited for next week now. I hope you guys are too. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about this week's episode and how you're feeling about next. Also, if you've watched any good theory videos or anything recently, do let me know what they are, because as I say, I've fallen down the rabbit hole of theory video watching, so if you've seen any good ones, do let me know. I've now reached a point where there are a couple of theories that I'm like, I'm going to be really gutted if that's not involved. And it's terrible because it's now really messing with the way that I'm reacting to certain characters. Arya. Every time I see her, I'm sort of like, I feel like I'm second guessing everything that she does and says now, which is a shame, because see if it turns out she's got absolutely nothing to do with it and she's just this poor tormented girl, I'll feel really bad. But that's what these theory videos do to you. They start turning you against characters you didn't think you were going to be turned against. So I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the promo if you've looked at it yet. And I'll speak to you all again soon. Thanks again for watching. Bye. And you feel like you're about to meet Charles and you see his shadow approaching and everything kind of goes quiet and Jason's going, Charlie, you know, I've done what you asked, I'm here on my own. And just